Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry, and in the video that I posted on January 29th about my 3 favorite lot docking spots, the last one of those was Labonte Park on the far north end of Corpus Christi. I spent 6 days there, and since then I have spent 16 days around Corpus Christi, staying overnight at Walmart's, Sam's Club, and a Cracker Barrel. And now that I'm finished with Corpus Christi, I have moved on to Malaquite Campground, which is pretty close to Corpus Christi and is right at the beach on the Gulf of Mexico. I'm going to spend 8 days here, and then I'm going to move northeast up the coast of Texas to Port Aransas. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you the major places that I'm staying outside of parking lots, which are some of my favorite places to park my motorhome for a while, more than a couple days usually, along the coast of Texas. So first let me show you this Malaquite Beach campground. It is part of the Padre Island National Seashore in the national park system, and this is the trail going out to the beach, so you can see it is pretty close right there. This is the 4th time I have been here in the last 7 years. They don't take reservations, but there has always been plenty of vacant spaces, and this is where you register at. It's self-registration. There is a campground host assigned to the place, but he doesn't really do the registrations. You do it yourself right here. So let me show you that, and that is right next to the trail that goes out to the beach. This tells how you register to stay here, and you pick up one of these envelopes from the box there, put your money in it. They take credit cards, so you can just write down your credit card number on it if you want to, and then you put the envelope into that slot. And here are the campground rules, and it cost $14 a day. However, if you have one of the national park disabled or senior passes, then it's half price, $7 a day. So for 8 days here, I'm paying $56. You put the top of the envelope into the slot of your space's number. You can see how many are available there. If somehow it does get filled up, you can always look on each one and see when somebody's leaving, so you can park somewhere until space becomes available. The campground is just one long row, and on the beach side there's concrete picnic tables and coverings over the tables, and as you can see, it's gravel parking. But on the other side, the side that is a little away from the beach, it's all paved. You can see the whole thing is paved all the way down to the end. These buildings are restrooms and showers, and it's right next to this entrance, so you can walk way out there. Let me show you. It's not a pier that goes out into the water. It just goes, actually, is beach access. In fact, they do not have anywhere along here a pier that goes out into the water. So you can walk down to the beach here, and it's some pretty fine sand. It's some of the better sand that you'll find along Texas beaches. And the campground is up behind these big dunes, so you don't have a view of the actual beach itself. You can see the ocean, but you cannot really see the beach itself from where you park here. And there has never been any cell phone service here. Corpus Christi is only like less than 15 miles away, but I don't know why. But the cell phone service just will not get here. So one time I only stayed one day because of that. Now, the last time I was here and this time, I then had my Starlink satellite antenna. So now I'm able to get internet. And none of the parking spaces have any hookups at all. However, the road coming into the campground has 2 dump stations and rinse water. Then about 40 feet away here is a clean water fill station. So you can fill up your fresh water tank from there. And having this dump and fill station is one of the best things about Malaquite Campground, I think. And in the winter, I can do just fine without an electric hookup. Well, I'm going to take off now, and I do have this one thing I want to show you in Corpus Christi before I move on. My next stop from the Malaquite Campground here is Port Aransas. Now, if you do need electric hookups somewhere in between these 2 points, I recommend the Mustang Island State Park. They have 20, 30, 50 amp electric and water at each campsite, and then they have a dump station. It's a very, I would say, pretty low price for what you get there. Pretty good sized campground. It's a short walk to the beach. Now there's also this Padre Bali Park, which does have an RV park there as well. It's a county park. It's a lot more expensive than Mustang Island State Park, and also there are several RV parks all along here, but they're really expensive. I would say at a good twice as much as Mustang Island State Park would charge. So as I go up here, well, first I'm going to go into Corpus Christi to show you one particular thing there, and then back out, and then going to Port Aransas, and I'll show you where I'm going to park when I get there. And I will continue this video when I get to Port Aransas. Whataburger is a very popular restaurant in Texas, and they actually have 1,100 locations around several southern states. And of those 1,100 locations, about 760 are in Texas. And this is the original Whataburger location. The original Whataburger opened up in 1950, and right here, but this is not the actual 1950 building. This is a recreation of the original Whataburger. And how do you like these prices? 35 cents, or a double cheeseburger for 45, and then milkshakes for 15. That is nice. Whataburger is very similar to Burger King. They both have the large size buns, like Burger King calls theirs the Whopper. And I think Burger King and Whataburger are the only hamburger restaurants that have the big bun burgers. So I thought this was really interesting, and it's really nice that they have recreated this original location. Well folks, I've made it to Port Aransas Beach, so let me show you around here. It's a really nice beach. There are some people on the beach, but this time of year nobody's gone in swimming. And that's a really long pier they have here. I've noticed that a lot of kids don't seem to matter how cold it is. So you can camp your RVs along the beach here. There is a $12 annual pass you need to have for parking on the beach. And as you can see here, they are really serious about those beach parking passes. And then they want you to park your RVs perpendicular to the beach, not sideways. You've got a nice setup there. And there's another RV down here. You can park just this side of the bollards. Now the parking passes are only for parking south of the pier. And south of the pier is city property. North of the pier is county property. And you don't need a parking pass on the north side of the pier. However, you cannot camp along the beach here. You see these signs all over on the north side of the pier that says no overnight parking. Now going all the way north along the beach, you'll dead end here at the jetty. And this jetty has a concrete sidewalk that goes a long way out into the water. I can't even hardly see the end of it. And parking at the jetty here, you are really close to the beach. This is a really nice day, completely clear sky, and a lot of people have come out. Got some more motorhomes down there. When I got here, this RV and whatever this is, they were already here, and I've now been here 6 days, and both of those are still here. There's a couple more RVs way down there, and by the afternoon, especially on weekends, this whole place gets full. It was last Saturday, it certainly was. And down here, more people get because the cars come mostly for fishing. And then right here is the beach. And for some reason, the birds really like this sign. See what it says right there? Yeah, these birds are definitely protected. But what I like is that this whole big sign says nothing about parking. That is a real curious looking RV. And all along the jetty for a long way is a concrete walkway here. I have 1,500 watts of solar on the roof, and when I'm staying somewhere for several days in a place like this, I drag out my portable 200 watt panel and plug it directly into the batteries there. And when I come here, I always take out my scooter and drive it into town to go to restaurants and things. Another fun thing to do is just sit here in my driver's seat and through my windshield watch these big ships come through, as there's a major port here in Port Aransas. Now here's a big ship heading into port, coming from the ocean. So now let me show you where I'm going for the rest of this video. When I'm finished with the Port Aransas, you take a ferry that takes you over to the mainland here. So I'm going to spend a couple nights at the Walmart in Aransas Pass, a couple nights at the Walmart in Rockport, and then I'm going to Goose Island State Park, where they have electric and water and a dump station. Just going to stay there a couple days. By then I'll be needing to do my dump and fill of my waste tank and freshwater tank, and then continue on this way over to Indianola Beach, which is right there, and I'm planning on spending 14 days at Indianola Beach, and then be going up to Victoria. Victoria is a pretty good sized town. It's got 2 Walmarts, but I'm going to stay at an RV park that is owned and operated by the city. That's only $12 a day with full hookups. That will freshen up my tanks again. And then come back down here to Magnolia Beach, which is just a little ways north of Indianola Beach. Stay another 14 days there. And then that's where I'll end this video. So after that, I'll go to the Walmart in Port Lavaca, and then here I'm off to Galveston. So these 5 places, Malaquite, Port Aransas, Indianola, Victoria, and Magnolia Beach, that is actually an 8-week trip. So if you're looking for a nicely warm place to spend a winter, this is one of them. So I'm taking off now on my way to Indianola. Well, folks, I have now made it to Indianola Beach, one of my favorite boondocking spots. This is a nice little park here. And then right over here is a statue dedicated to camels that were imported into Indianola from Africa in the 1850s, and they were used here up to the end of the Civil War. And right across the street from there is a little store with an outdoor dining, drinking area. And this is something new that wasn't here the last time I was here. Nice. So all along this paved road is where you can camp, and it's on kind of a mixture, looks like, of shell and gravel. And also, if you want to get a little away from the water, on the other side of the road is some more campsites there. And there's a couple homes here where people live. Probably not all year. I think in the summer they tend to go up to cooler places, and there's a lot of RVs permanently placed along here as well. So what they have here is a grassy area right next to where you park, and a long stream of these concrete picnic tables with a concrete roof over them. And the only service here is the picking up of trash. However, right across the street from where I'm parked right there, they do have this small restroom building. It has a flush toilet and a sink, so that's nice. I thought this is kind of funny. It's got men on that door, women on that door. Who goes in the middle? That's actually just storage. And then here they have an outdoor shower that you can use. So that's nice. And it's all on concrete. This is my 5th time here. And I've been here once in the summer when it's really hot, once in the fall when it's still warm, and then twice in the winter. And I prefer to park here when the water is warm enough that I'm going to go in swimming, because the water is just so close to where you park here. Now, what makes Indianola Beach different from Magnolia Beach, which I'm going to show you later in this video, is that here at Indianola, it is a series of half moons is what the beach is made of. You see that, and then over here is the other end of the half moon, whereas Magnolia Beach is just one long straight beach. And people like to go out on the rocks there to do their fishing near the end of it to get further out into the water. So in the summer I like to go out and cool off 2 or 3 or 4 times a day. And from my door there, it's only about 18 steps to where the beach starts right there. and then about another 25 steps to where the water starts. So it's a very short walk to get out to the beach. So here are the rules for both Magnolia Beach and Indianola Beach. Years ago, they used to let you stay here as long as you want, no limit. But now they have a 14-day limit with a 30-day gap in between that you can come back. Well, I'm going to check out this place for lunch. They have hamburgers and things here. That looks good. Now, besides a couple RV parks and that Shell Shack store I just showed you, the only other business in Indianola is this place called the Indianola Fishing Marina. And they also have their own RV park over here that you can use. There's only one person there now. They have a convenience store here. And they have their own restaurant in here as well. I prefer the fish platter. That is really good. They have a bar there, covered outdoor seating, and here's where the fishing is done, right off of this platform. Nice place. Well, I've been here 14 days now. About half the days were good weather days and about half bad, but you really can't beat this for free beach camping. That's one thing that's good about Texas. Well, folks, I have now made it to the Riverside RV Park, which is owned and operated by the city of Victoria, Texas. They have 18 spaces here, all full hookups, so I can get my waste tanks dumped and fill up my fresh water tank. And the electricity here is 20, 30, and 50. And one of the unusual things about this park is that they keep their electric boxes padlocked. So when you make your reservation, they give you the combination to use to unlock it. Then when you leave, you relock it. Now, you definitely should make a reservation online. If you don't, I definitely don't recommend you do this, because for two reasons. If you just pull into a vacant space like this, very likely someone else will already have that reserved. And then when you go into the office, which is at this address, which is about a mile away, they may likely make you move to another space. And if you come in after 5 o'clock on Friday, you're not going to get power until Monday. And if you have trouble doing it online, you can call them at this number and get a reservation verbally as well. I have stayed here several times over the last few years. They've recently raised the rate to $15 a day, which is still an excellent rate. So I'm going to stay here 5 days, get some business done in Victoria, which is a pretty good sized town, and then head back to Magnolia Beach. Well, folks, I have now made it to my last destination for this video. This is Magnolia Beach, and as you can see, most people here head their RVs directly head into the ocean side. So you've got a good front view of the ocean, and there's my motorhome right there. And we're very close to the water, as you can see here. And some people like to sit out in their chairs right in front of their RV watching the ocean. And most of us are just about 20 steps in from the water. And at the beginning of the row here, they have a really huge grassy area where vehicles are not allowed on the grass there. And along the edge here is a long row of concrete picnic tables and cabana covers And if you prefer, which I usually do, you can park alongside those there. I like parking along here because it's far enough away from the beach that you don't have a lot of sand and salt blowing up underneath your RV and causing trouble there. Indianola Beach is just about less than a mile further down from here. And this building right here is for men's and women's restrooms. And then they have an outdoor shower right here that you can use on concrete. Then on the back side of the building are 4 showers with lights, so you can come shower here at night if you want to. There's even a couple handicap cabanas that have a sidewalk going right up to it. And on the other side of the yard is a basketball court on concrete, and then more RV parking over there. It's free parking for 14 days. I've been here several times, and it's never been very full. And by the way, right across the road here, there are a lot of homes like this that sometimes come up for sale, and then empty lots. Like this guy got an empty lot, and he just permanently parks his RV there. So there is full hookups available if you want to bring your RV in and just have it here all year or most of the year. Maybe not so much in the summer when it gets super hot. So people build their own outside shelters. This guy has got a really nice patio, and some people park their RVs underneath structures like that. So if you really like it here, you can buy a lot, build whatever you want onto it like this, and have you full hookups for your RV. So I'm going to stay at Magnolia Beach here for 2 weeks and then head off to Galveston. One thing I like about it here is that I can sit in my driver's seat and just watch the waves. Really nice being so close to the water here. Good day, folks.